Hey, you, stop what you're doing. Tell me, do you want to become the master of your manifestation? You know, there are 5 mistakes you're probably doing and you don't even know about them that are blocking your desires to come true. I have created a special secret episode of Instant Clarity Podcast in which I share with you those 5 mistakes and how you can overcome them so your all wishes can manifest instantly. If you want to access this secret episode, make sure you click the link in the show notes below and learn those 5 things that will completely shift your manifestations now. This is Instant Clarity Podcast, a show where your life's questions get answered. My name is Tjaša Dorelay and I'm a channeling medium. And in this episode, I'm answering your love and relationship questions. Let's go. My relationship with my sister is suffering because of her husband with whom I do not get along. What can I do? Focus on yourself. Honestly, many times when we see a relationship that is bugging us and we don't feel okay with it, we focus on other people and we try to control them. We try to separate them or open their eyes to see what is happening. But honestly, if your sister is in this relationship, her soul needs to be there because there is a lesson emerging from that relationship for both of them. And maybe, she's completely satisfied and she is fulfilling her needs in that relationship. We have different consciousness regarding life. We live in different levels of the skyscraper of consciousness. Let me explain this again. So there is this big building, a skyscraper of consciousness, I like to call it, and each person lives in a certain level. So let's say your sister lives in the first floor, and when she looks out on the street from her window, she sees people walking by, cars passing the building, the trees, the park in front of the building, and she's explaining to you, look, this is how life is. But you maybe live in the 10th floor or in the penthouse of that building, and you don't see just what she's explaining to you to be there in front of the building, but you also see the city behind the trees, you see the mountains at the back. Your vision is broader because you obviously, as a soul, had different experiences that allowed you to travel up through that skyscraper of consciousness. So if you're experiencing a relationship that you don't understand and you try to control, step back. They are in their level of their consciousness regarding relationships. And even if they hurt each other, you have to allow that to happen. Why? Because even when we explain and tell, we cannot shift the consciousness for another person. They are the ones who can shift their experiences by passing through them. You have to focus on yourself. Why is this relationship activating you and creating tensions inside of you? Which illusions are breaking in your head because of that? And focus on your own healing. Allow this situation just to be one of the stories in your life from which you can learn, from which you can find out something about yourself. Focus on you, focus on the vibration and the energy that you bring to the table, that you bring to the relationship, and allow other people to choose their relationships because honestly, the best way to support a person you love is to allow them to choose for themselves. Because when she will pass through the experiences, she will know what is aligned and what is not aligned. When we just want to pull them out of a relationship, well, we kind of stop the process of growth. And each soul needs all the experiences that they are getting. The second question, my biological clock is ticking. and I really want to find a guy and build a family with him. I'm going on dates constantly, but it's still not happening. What else should I do? So it feels like you're really trying to get there because you are in the energy of being afraid. There is control, there is fear present, and this is blocking your manifestation. And I know, I understand where you are, but you have to understand that you are a powerful creator of your life. Tomorrow you can meet your person, and next day you can be pregnant. Things are happening fast when they are aligned. So step out of the fear. This is the first step. Step out of the fear. How? Well, just be honest with yourself. I'm so afraid I will miss this chance in my life, and so on. And recognize what programs you have in your mind that are stopping you in this process of manifestation. When you recognize that you have these fears, realize that we live in a reality where 3D and 5D are present at the same time. Meaning 3D is reality of fear. And as long as you will stay in the fear, you will not be able to manifest what you want. So the only way to manifest is to shift from fear to trust, to flow, to higher vibration. And this is what you need to do next. So the first thing is, I have this fear. I realize it. I'm now recognizing that I need to shift from fear. Fear and love cannot exist at the same time. Just imagine you feeling so fearful. Do you feel love in that moment? Well, probably not. So the way how we shift from fear to love is just to do things that make us feel okay, great. Follow your pleasures. Do what makes you feel joy. Go after what ignites your soul. And maybe stop dating for a little while and just focus on yourself and on your vibration and how you feel in your body, in your life. And when you will start, putting the different frequency in yourself, you will release the fear and you will vibrate differently. Many times I use this story. Just imagine you walking down the street and on the left, there is this old building falling down because it's so old and everything is so messed up there. And on the other side of the street, it's this big building, beautiful new one. And, there are flowers on the garden and everything smells nice. To which building, to which house you would go first for a visit? Would you go to the house that is so beautiful, fresh and new? Or would you go to the house that is falling apart because it's so old? Why am I sharing this story? Because probably you would go to visit a family that lives in this beautiful new house. It's the same with us. What is your vibration that you are emitting? Are you fearful, controlling, just want to find a guy to get pregnant? Your vibration is like this building that is falling down and it's so old. It's stagnant. It's stuck. And of course, no one wants to come near that. We are all that building sometimes, When we take care of ourselves, when we pour into ourselves with love, what happens? We are that second building. So fresh, the energy is flowing, and everybody wants to be part of our lives. So shift from fear, 3D reality, to 5D reality, which is you recognizing that when you pour into yourself, when you take care of your vibration, when you do the things that are vibrationally aligned with you, that high vibration is creating manifestation to happen. So just jump from 3D to 5D and you can do this today. I've been married for almost 20 years. I don't feel happy anymore, but I'm still holding onto my marriage because of my children. And I don't want to break up my family. What can I do? Every soul before coming to this planet exactly knows what will pass through in the lifetime. So if your children came to this lifetime, they came with the understanding that they will have you as their parent. They came with the understanding and with the power to face anything that will happen in their life. And here it's not about you not hurting them, because you cannot do that. You cannot save anyone from feeling however they will feel in a certain time of their life. Their soul needs experiences, as does your soul as well. So don't stop you living your life just because you feel that when you stop your life, you will give more life to other people. I'm asking you, do you want to teach your children to stay in the marriage there is no love and to just suffer through life? Or you want to teach children, you know what, you deserve love and you can follow what is vibrationally aligned with you and you always can follow more love? What do you want to teach them? And here I would like to tell you that you being your best self, following what feels vibrationally aligned with you, following your joy, your pleasure, your love, you will lead by example and you will teach your children that they can do the same. Do you want, for example, your daughter to stay in a loveless marriage? Probably not, right? And be sure that even your daughter doesn't want that for you. So it's a lesson each soul has. You have lessons, your children have lessons, even your husband have lessons, and everybody has their own lesson. So instead of focusing on the lessons of other people, which you cannot control, focus on your lesson. Which lesson is now presented to you? To stay in the 3D reality of fear and lack and control, or follow your love, your inner need for something else and something more? I would suggest you follow the love, always. Can you be in a relationship with someone who has different moral values? First, I would say that we are so different between each other because as a soul, we come from different planes of realities, from different tunnels of existence. So to search for a person who's a perfect match for you, who thinks the same way, who views life the same way, it is not possible. Every person that will enter your life will show you a different consciousness. So we can learn so much from other people being who they are. This doesn't mean that we need to follow what they do, but we just need to see, oh, this is also the reality that exists. Oh, this is also the reality that exists. Seeing each person as a color in your life. So have different relationships, allow different people to be there to mirror back to you different realities. But for the most intimate relationships, I think that alignment with values is so important. And if those basic values that you have are not present in another person, I honestly don't think that you can create a loving connection that supports both of you. So it's about recognizing what are your core values. For example, one of my core values is healthy lifestyle. I eat healthy, I move my body, I meditate daily, I have my spiritual practices, I take care of my body, I really nourish myself. And this is my core value, meaning that for me personally, it would not feel aligned to be in a romantic relationship with someone who doesn't move their body, who eat junk food all the time, who don't do anything for their spiritual practice, because it's just not aligned. I can go out on a date with a person like that, but to live with that person, I wouldn't feel so good. However, maybe, if I look back in my own relationships, some of my exes, they didn't meditate, and this didn't bother me because they had other ways of creating contact with their soul. So I think it's about recognizing what are your core values, and for a romantic relationship or any kind of intimate relationship, I think those core values just need to match, because otherwise there's too much space in between our consciousness, and it's difficult to create a loving relationship. And the last question, I've ended my relationship recently, but I can't shake this feeling that I've made a wrong choice. How can I trust my decision more? Well, go back, and what will happen in a few days, you will know exactly why you have ended this relationship. I'm joking a little bit, but again, maybe you can even do that. You can go back and you will realize, oh, this is why I have ended this relationship. Firstly, why does this happen? Why do we doubt ourselves? First, because maybe we haven't cleared all the energy cords yet, and we still feel so connected to that person. Maybe we're still having contact with them. So the energy in the relationship is still flowing, and it's difficult to go on and let go if we're still so connected. I would advise you to stop with contact for some time and really focus on yourself, living your life according to what feels aligned with you, taking care of yourself, and making sure that you're clearing energy cords with that person. Why? Because in the relationship, we're so intertwined that we don't even realize many times what is ours and what is not ours. And when the relationship ends, we have to find back our energy. We have to come in the contact of our most innate power, which can only happen when we truly let go. So I would suggest you go down this road of finding back your power, doing the hobbies that you like, following your vibrational alignment, healing the heart, use channel meditations for that, clearing the energy, focusing on your life. And when you will gather all the energies back in your center, you will ask yourself, what has that relationship taught me? What are my lessons to be learned right now? And do I want to go back because this is the most loving thing that I can do for myself? Or I want to go back because I'm used to that, because it's the easiest way, because I'm afraid that I will not create better relationship. Is fear guiding you back? Or is your love for you guiding you back? Because if you realize after months or even a year that you are separated, that it's still your love guiding you back, then by all means go back. But if you realize that it's only your fear guiding you back, then, stay where you are and focus on healing your fear and your control and your programs that you have in the mind regarding relationships. To conclude, you can never make mistake. Everything was a choice that you made out of the consciousness that you had. So when you move forward, you will gather new experiences, your consciousness will grow, and maybe, some point in the future, to go back to the relationship will be most vibrationally aligned choice, but maybe it won't. Nevertheless, you will have experiences that your soul needed to gather because you have ended the relationship. So at the end, everything life offers us is just an experience that activates parts of us that needs to come to the surface. Because here in this lifetime, we are just remembering, coming back home. So these are my answers to your questions. I hope you like them, and you can always send new questions. Just find me on Instagram at Tjaša Dorelay and send a DM asking me what do you want me to answer in the next episodes of Instant Clarity Podcast. And if you're not already subscribed to Instant Clarity Podcast, make sure you do that so you will be notified when new episodes launch. Thank you for being here with me. I hope your consciousness has enlarged and you are conscious creator of your life because of that. And remember, your vibration creates your situation.